welcome back to When a Gay Girl Meets a Trans Girl. I'm Holly, the gay girl.
And I am Brooklyn, the trans girl.
And we are back from our summer break.
It was fun. It was a good summer break.
Very hot.
And it's still very hot. It's, what, about 108 degrees today?
Yes.
Kansas is really dying right now. I guess all over the country is dying.
We are under, quote, the heat dome.
I guess it'd be all over the world. Isn't the whole world having...
Well, it's El Nino, but
El Nino.
There is a heat dome right over us and a few other states.
That's crazy. So, what have you been up to since we talked to you? I guess 4th of July was about the last time we talked.
I've gotten fatter and pregnanter.
Yeah? You're sitting at 2
7
months?
Yeah,
2 months left?
2 months left. Yeah.
Going backwards.
Yep. Tummy's bigger. Acid reflux is probably one of my big complaints. Had some ligament stuff last week. That wasn't fun.
Yeah, she woke up with pain in her stomach, and so we ended up going to...
It wasn't going away. It had been for 4 days by this point. And online said if it's more than a few hours, you should go to the doctor. So we're like, okay.
We went to the doctor. We sat in labor and delivery for about 6 hours? 5-6 hours? It was a while. And then we found out that she's not in labor, which God. I think we kind of knew, but it's just some stress on her ligaments.
Yeah. So they said acetaminophen with Benadryl until I'm able to be okay with it. And yesterday and today I've been able to be okay without it. I'm just not going on my walks or working out, which is killing me, but I have to let my body rest.
Well, you're almost there, and you're going to have a little man to live with you in this crazy world. He's going to love you. He's going to be like, Mama, I love you.
And not this Halloween, because he's due before Halloween, and he'll be too tiny. But the following Halloween, we're going to do Gomez, that little Addams Family baby.
So we really are going to do that.
Yes, I'm so set on that, with a little mustache, comb his hair over, little striped suit. It's going to be so cute.
I assumed you're going to want to do like a Pokemon.
No, I'm
character.
totally set on a Gomez baby.
You're gonna do a Gomez.
Yeah.
Gomez baby.
Yes.
Okay.
And then you and I could be them if we wanted to too.
You could be Gomez. I could be Morticia.
Yeah. Gomez is shorter, so.
And he does have a mustache, so it kind of. I'm kidding. No mustache on you, I promise. So we ended up, I guess we can go backwards a little bit here into the summer again. We ended up watching Star Trek.
Strange New Worlds.
Strange New Worlds.
I'm waiting for Lower Decks. That starts September 7th. Well, hopefully it does.
The creators are actually pushing for a 20 episode season.
Yeah.
Oh, and I just read an article. They said season 3 is actually going to push the boundaries more than season 2 did.
Yeah. Apparently, Ortegas from the second season, everybody's like, why didn't we go more into her character? That's because a few articles said husband and a few said fiance, so forgive me on that, but her love died, like literally right before they started shooting the second season, so they wanted to give her a break, and so they didn't go so much into her character like they were wanting to, and like we were wanting to, but that's totally okay. She'd take all the time she needs.
Oh, that's crazy. I'm so sorry for her.
You never know what people are going through.
Wonder if it was kind of an accidental thing or if it was something that they knew was coming.
You know, I actually didn't read any of that anywhere.
Yeah.
But the third season's going to get pushed out till 2025 with the protest.
Yeah.
So we'll just have to wait a while.
Well, the musical episode, there is a lot of it's one of the most split episodes. There's a lot of backlash. A lot of people are not liking it.
Really?
That are huge Trek fans. They says that goes way too far outside of the boundaries of reality. And that was kind of what they were talking about as far as with the creator. He was saying, well, if you didn't like that, you're really probably not going to like season 3 because we're taking it a little further. And
that doesn't go outside of it. It's
that's what
I
a lot
mean,
of people are
them
saying.
dancing together was kind of very unrealistic.
It's
but
just unrealistic. But I mean, it's just a show. It's Star Trek.
But like them singing songs and then kind of reacting kind of with the same tune, that's a bit more realistic.
Yeah.
I could see something like manifesting in your mind or affecting it and making you want to sing.
I want to sing. I wish we were hit by some kind of polar flare that had like musical like tendencies that
Harmonic flare.
There you go. That we ended up jumping and dancing. I'd dance. I'd sing. I'd get up and like sing.
And if you guys, oh my god, the Spock burn, and it was horrible. I love Spock. He was my favorite. Like, his voice was amazing. But when Nurse Chapel sings to him, I was just like, oh my god. Oh.
My favorite character is still Nurse Chapel.
Oh, not me.
I mean, not as a character, but I like the girl that plays her. I think she's cute. I think she's a cute girl.
She's not my type, but...
No, she's not. She's not your type. You like trans people? She's got a trans fetish, if you guys didn't know.
I do not.
Yes. If you look at the posters in her bedroom, she's got a bunch of transgender people.
I don't have any posters. God.
I'm totally messing with you all. Totally messing with you guys. Just making her look like a weirdo.
Wow.
Also going back into Strange and New Worlds a little bit, they had the crossover episode not long before that one with Lower Decks. What did you think about that one?
I loved the crossover episode. It was... I mean, I love Lower Decks. I think they did a good job. They didn't make it too goofy. And they still brought in some sci-fi. And I think, what's his name? Jack Quaid and the lady that plays Mariner, I feel like they did really great. Like,
they did.
Making their cartoon characters into real life characters.
I'd have to say one of my favorite parts, and this is actually, this particular episode was actually directed by Jonathan Frakes.
Frakes.
That's what I said.
You said Franks.
Frakes.
Frakes.
That's what I'm
Frosted
saying.
Flakes, but with an
This
R.
girl right here. She can't even hear how I'm talking. Anyway, it's directed by him. He's was the one that played Riker. And
Riker.
Yeah. He goes and he jumps on the
was that a saddle?
Yeah, it was a saddle. It was just propped up. He jumps up on it and he's a Riker. And
that was improvised.
Yeah. They didn't know he was going to even do that, so they just left it in. I thought that was hilarious.
It was.
I just wonder, like, what it would have been like to be standing on the other side of the camera and watch Jonathan, like, just start cracking up. Because you know he did. You know he did.
Yeah.
And I'm really hoping they do a sequel to that. I'd love to see them meet again. I want more of the characters to come.
Yeah, like maybe bring them into the Lower Decks.
There you go.
Have them do a little cartoon world.
Mm-hmm.
And then they're all like, how are we able to do all of this? Why are we so animated?
It's just like the drink at the end when they're drinking. They're like, my eyes are so big.
Yeah. And then there was, the Klingon. During the musical, the Klingons did a little part. It was hilarious, but I was definitely expecting, like, the heavy metal, like...
I think it would have been more fun if it was rock or heavy metal or something
because that's
like
what they always joke
like
about. Like, they do death
stuff.
metal stuff.
Yeah.
But instead they did that little NSYNC thing, which was
like
funny.
Boy band. The thing I didn't get about it is, like, how in the world their voices went from, like, these Klingon voices to these boy band group voices. None of the other characters changed voices. None of them ever did anything different. It just didn't make sense to me. I felt like that's the only thing I would have changed back to, like you said, kind of like heavy metal. But other than that, it was still really good. It was a really good episode. The season is actually done until season 3, so we have a lot of time to wait. Your little man will be almost a year and a half when... Could be even a year and a half by the time the next one comes out.
I know. But it's what has to happen.
What other TV shows were we...
Well, I haven't read into it, but I know Rick and Morty is season 7 starting next month, which I only briefly have read into, like, his accusations about the domestic violence stuff. So, I didn't read much into what was going on with that. But I do like Rick and Morty.
So, the one that plays Rick, that's the one with the domestic...
The one that, I think he does. He's the creator of it.
So he's also the voice. He's the creator and the voice.
I think. I might be way wrong. I'd have to double check. I haven't looked into that in a couple years.
Well, I did hear that they were talking about recasting the voice.
Oh.
So that must be the same guy.
Oh.
But... Oh, A League of Our Own.
Oh, yeah.
So, we talked about, before the finale, that we were watching A League of Our Own. It was an Amazon original, correct?
Yes, and it was about the gays and a transgender. Well, yeah.
It was really good. It was a really good series based off of...
Racial equality.
Mm-hmm. It was just based off of the movie, which was also based off of... Wasn't there a book about it?
I don't know. I didn't know that the girl, the main character, I didn't know she was the one that created or got it all together to do it.
Yeah. But the announcement is they have canceled the second season.
And she was not happy. Rightfully so.
Got Netflix, pick them up. Let's finish off the story. We want to know what's going to happen. It left off with such a cliffhanger. Don't want to do a spoiler or anything, but it left off with with the cliffhanger that you really want to know what's going on. You want to know where it's going from there.
Yeah. I mean, it could have ended where we really don't find out what happens and we don't get our happy or sad little ending that we want.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, it would have been harder to find each other back then. Let's see. I've started doing D&D groups every other Sunday. That's been very fun for me.
Well, going into some of our stories, we've each picked out some different stories. My first one's not really a story. It's actually just, we're going back to school. I was looking at scholarships, trying to see if there's very many of them out there for LGBTQ community members. And I did actually come across a website. It's called pointfoundation.org/scholarships. And they actually offer 3 different kinds of scholarships. And going through this here. Okay, so the first scholarship is actually called the Flagship Scholarship. And this one right here, I'll read you what it says here, but it says you must be a high school senior or higher grade enrolled or intending enrolling in an undergraduate, graduate, or doctoral program at an accredited college or university in the United States. And then you have a community college scholarship, which is a scholarship for students that are planning in the U.S. to either transfer to a bachelor degree or graduate with an associate's degree within 2 years. And then you have the other scholarship. This is the last one. It's I don't know if it's just abbreviated, but it's BIPOC scholarship, and it's actually for LGBTQ community members that are black or indigenous people of color enrolled in or intending to enroll at a U.S. accredited community college or 4-year university or graduate program. And they all have different application windows. Right now, when this episode came out, it's actually... They range between September 19th and December 5th on a few of them. So it's worth checking out. I know there's a number of other programs out there, but this was one of the more interesting ones just because of the different ranges that they had there.
I wonder how you have to prove it. Like, do you have to, like, show pictures, like, homosexual acts? Like, no, I'm kissing this girl over here. Trust me, I'm gay.
I'm trans.
just shave my head off, put on a flannel.
I don't know. You know, looking over at her while she's laughing, she had her 2 front teeth kind of popped out over her lip, and she's got a cute overbite like that. And every time she giggles, she always does that. It is the cutest thing ever.
God.
I wish you guys could see it. It's so cute.
It's not.
There it is again. She didn't even know she was doing it again. There it is again. I keep pointing it out. But that's pretty much all I had as far as scholarships and everything go. But good time to go back to school. I know that our community, the LGBTQ community, has some of the lowest graduating scores. We need to make sure we're doing what we can to actually go to college, graduate, be something, so we're not stuck in basically a ditch in the bottom of the barrel. We don't want to be just a statistic. And so do whatever you can to go back to school. Or continue school if you're in high school.
Yeah, it's a journey.
It really is.
Just gotta pace yourself. Take it a day at a time and then look back how far you came. Tell yourself it's not that much longer.
Yeah, right. Trust me. Get it done and over with. Get a good job. Make some good money. Do something fun. So, you, Holly, have actually chosen an article too. Is that correct?
Yeah, mine's on the total opposite end of the spectrum. Mine's for the seniors, the later in life people.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Okay. Let's hear about it. What about the seniors? Like in high school or college?
In life.
In life, just in life?
The elderly.
The older people?
LGBTQ plus
Okay.
community.
Yeah.
This one got me thinking because I hadn't really thought about it. This one got me thinking, like a lot of retirement homes, they don't know how to handle. This article is mostly about transgender, but it also mentions homosexual. Like retirement homes, a lot of them don't accept transgender or homosexual because they don't know how to handle it.
In what way?
Like, if you have those parts, do we put you in the girl area or the boy area?
I think that's a question that we've had for a very long time. Sorry, hit my microphone.
Well,
I mean, when you talk about bathrooms, or you're talking about like prisons, or if you're talking about like hospitals, or just programs and stuff. I mean, where do trans females go? Where do trans males go?
well, like Florida was mentioned, and they seem to be under fire right now a lot with everything going on.
Yeah.
But they do not welcome transgender into a lot of their retirement homes. There is a group called Trans Social that is an advocacy group that's trying to change that. And then they're even having troubles with allowing visitation rights too.
Allowing visitation?
Yeah.
For just
transgender.
Why?
I don't.
What's the point in that?
I don't know. I've done my share of volunteering at senior homes, so apparently a handful of states, including, and I'm getting this from NBCnews.com, a handful of states, including Massachusetts and California, have laws enacted to ensure LGBTQ plus seniors have equal access to programs for aging populations and requiring training on how to serve that community. But a lot of states just don't know what they want to do. Well, some states don't want to deal with it, and then some states are like, how do we train for this, or how do we situate people? Because I guess it would be weird just having a gay retirement home or a transgender retirement home.
I mean, they should just be treated like people. I mean, I don't understand the issue behind it. I mean, you got seniors, they have their rooms, they are taken care of by people. What exactly is the article
I don't
making
know,
complaints about?
because when I volunteered, even as a female, you would sit there. I didn't clean them, but like I'd be with a girl that works there, and she would have to clean a male or something.
Where did you volunteer at?
The Veterans Health Home in Norman, and then it was a senior home that was across from my high school because I was in the honor society, so we would volunteer over there quite a bit.
That's interesting. Did you come across any LGBTQ seniors?
No,
when you were
not that
there?
I knew of. I didn't really ask them or anything. I usually, when I was at the VA one, it was usually the dementia unit. So it was kind of hard to tell who they were anyway most days.
What
was
is
sad.
Yeah. What does the article go on to say? Well, I mean, what are they looking at doing? What are they trying to do?
They're just hoping organizations will get together and try to make it better. It's all it does is end optimistically with that note and say we can't give up. We need to stay here and show the young ones that we're here and we're not going to be discarded. So when it's the younger ones' time, maybe they'll have safe places.
Well, I feel like those of us in this community here will, as we get older, I feel like the younger generation that's underneath us are probably going to be more open to helping us or figuring out something.
And then in other news,
Yes.
I'm sure everybody has heard, but just in case people have not, because I know people get busy and don't read the news or watch the news. A woman was shot and killed in California at was it a clothing business? Because she had a gay pride flag outside of her store.
Oh, yes, I heard about that.
It was Miss Carlton, and she had 9 children.
Oh, my
And
goodness.
she was just supportive of the gay community. And a homophobic, I think it was 27, well, a 20-something-year-old man yelled homophobic slurs and then shot her to death.
Wow. Is that a picture of her right there?
Yeah. She was in her 60s. She had, looks like, long blonde hair. I know there were some actors that were mentioned that would go to her, frequent her store. So she was a loved member of the community.
Now, the gentleman that ended up shooting her,
He died.
is dead. They killed him, right?
Yes, when the police were trying to get a hold of him.
Yeah.
He died.
That's crazy. It's too bad that people just want to support something and they lose their life over it.
Yeah.
That's a kind of an upcoming episode. I want to do an episode on supporters, allies of the community, and talk to some people, see what their opinions are on it. But we shouldn't have to live in a world where we're feeling scared to support, people that we don't even barely know. Maybe she knew a lot of people in the community. I don't know. But there's a lot of people out there that don't have family or friends that part of the community, but they think it's okay, and they want to support it, and they're too scared to show how they feel.
Yeah.
That's really sad.
Yeah.
Okay, and some other news. Going back to television here, there is a show called Bottoms. Have you ever heard about this?
No.
They said that it's considered to be a queer Fight Club inspired high school comedy. It's interesting. This is from an article from Yahoo Entertainment by Ethan Alter, dated August 24th, 2023.
It looks like lesbians are punching each other.
Yeah, it's a bunch of lesbians, it looks like. Bottoms follows high school seniors PJ and Josie, two queer best friends who start their school's very first all-female fight club as a way to spend time with their respective cheerleader crushes. Huh. I want to watch it just to see what this is all about now. That's interesting.
That is definitely a plot I've not heard or even thought of.
I don't even know how this would be. Let's see. Oh, it premieres. It premieres August 25th. So the date this episode comes out.
In theaters? That's a show or a movie?
Oh, no. It's a movie.
Oh, I was like, how are they gonna keep a show going like that?
I don't know. It's a very unrealistic movie, I think. But it looks like the trailer's out right now on it.
Oh, it's from someone of Pitch Perfect producers?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
And Cocaine Bear. High school movie of the 21st century. Huh.
It looks a little college humor, which I'm not into.
Definitely not. I was more of the my friends and we used to watch like American Pie.
Yeah, no, I definitely am not that scene.
I don't know, it's funny. It can be funny in certain areas. I get where some of it can be a little bit raunchy or a little bit kind of crazy, but at the same time, it's just a movie. It's just fun. Laugh at what the joke is supposed to be, not like the realism of it, you know?
See, but I don't like laughing at genitalia jokes because I'm like, it's a body part.
Okay,
Why
but
are we making a joke?
Again, you have to laugh at what it's supposed to be. A joke. Laugh at the joke, not at the fact that he's got genitalia in a pie.
No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about when people make like sex jokes or whatever, and I'm like, it's not funny to me. It's like they take the taboo of it and just they're like, oh, I mentioned it. That's funny and silly. Like that's what I think, and I'm just like, it's not funny to me.
I don't know. I think it can be funny. I think it just has to be done right, and if you don't overdo it, like
American Pie.
No, I don't think American Pie's overdone. It's a very coming-of-age movie.
It's not a coming-of-age movie.
It really is.
It's a college humor movie.
Have you seen it? It's coming-of-age. It's like having sex. It's like experiencing relationships. It's about leaving friends from high school and spending your last moments with them. Whether you love them, whether they're just your friends, whether they're the bullies, whether they're the nerds. You know, it's about all of those people and the experiences that they actually took. It's not clouded over like a high schooler never had sex. It's part of life, and that's what they show. They show it all.
But there's different ways to do that. I've seen plenty of movies that do that.
This is a very good movie that does that.
I guess for certain audiences it is.
It shows the male side, because I think teenage males can be a little more perverted. It shows the female side, because I think teenage girls, they want to maybe experience it because they want the experience, or they want to know what it's like to be in love with someone that way. And it shows both sides. If you watch the movie, it shows both sides of it. And that's what I like. It's not just, we're here to have sex. There's a point behind it. You should watch it again. But anyway, do you have anything for gay gaming?
For gay gaming, well, this one I've talked about before, but we've been playing it together. Elder Scrolls Online. Mm-hmm. And just a refresher, it is very gay friendly. You can get married in the game to any race, any gender. There are quest lines one that I very much remember was a female captain. Either she was lost or her wife was lost. And there's gay males. I don't know about trans. Or else they don't make it obvious.
I have not seen a trans character yet.
It wouldn't surprise me if they throw one in a DLC, though, because they're all about being open. Bethesda, I love them. But yes, we've been playing that, and
I just earned my horse.
Got
to
to
level 10. It just seemed like it took forever. I think most games you can level up really quick in the beginning, and then it starts to slow down as you go. And I felt like this one really just took a while.
No, you would have gotten it done much faster if you'd been experienced with the game. Like me, I can get to level 10 in just a couple hours. Because I know, go do all these quests and I'll get there really fast.
Well, we started a quest, and then I ended up having a big old problem where, like, we got to a point where we had to search for clues. And I started following her out of the room, and I saw her look down at something, and all of a sudden, the clues all disappeared.
Yeah.
I was like, where did they go?
It was one of those group glitches, which happens sometimes, or bugs. But
I got out of the game, went back in the game. I ended up just sending them a ticket, so I don't have to go back and redo everything.
You might have to.
Well, if I have to, I have to. Just a little bit frustrating.
But she's been learning how to craft things and deconstruct things and ride on her horsey and train her horsey.
What's your favorite part about the game?
I kind of fell in love with the aesthetics, the scenery. It's not hit A, even though sometimes I do just skip what they're talking about, but it has really good story and lore. To me, it's it's deeper than, like, WoW. And I love the world and the music so much. Like, I love being in Oradon because it looks like an elf, little pretty forest and everything. Pink leaves on trees.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I was in Somerset last night, and the sky was just breathtaking. I'm on the Xbox Series X, so it's all super fancy, and it loads super fast. When I play with her, I'm constantly having to wait for her to, like, load in from, like, different rooms and stuff, and I'm like, oh,
like
I don't
2
miss
seconds
that.
more. That's all, 2 seconds.
It's so long in my world.
I don't know.
She murdered someone the other night.
It was an accident. I was trying to pick something up.
She's making her character stealthy and everything. She seemed very intrigued about stealing and murdering.
I did not. I just found it interesting that, like, if you try to steal something out of a house, like, you need something.
Which is what we were doing the other night. And then I'm just downstairs waiting for her to be done stealing something for a quest. And the next thing I hear is a yell, and I run up and she's, like, murdering an NPC.
I was like, I couldn't help it. They were going to turn me in, and she's like, go murder the other one.
And I go and I help murder the other one
We run downstairs, and the lady's like, ah. We're like, And then we run out, and she's like, is anyone watching? We're like, no. And she's like, run. So we, like, take our little characters and run off. Every time I pass a house, I wonder if their bodies are still in there. Poor characters.
It was ridiculous.
Oh, goodness. And then at one point, I ended up accidentally I got wanted. And then you started leading me through the city. You're like, okay, nobody's coming. Nobody's coming. You're like, somebody's coming, run. And I, like, look up, and the characters are, like, walking into my face. And you're like, it's like, why didn't you tell me sooner? So I turn around, start running, and they grab me.
They use the chain grip, which is a tank move that I will soon have.
Oh,
and she's, like, super tiny. My character's, like, this huge male Nord, and hers, like, a tiny little wood elf. And so I just see this tiny little thing bobbing. And I was just like, run.
I'm sitting there running around, and you're sitting there giggling the whole time. I'm like,
because it was hilarious. You're just tiny and bobbing.
I'm like, help me.
I didn't want to get wanted again, so I watched it all happen. She got away.
I didn't get away, no. They captured me. They took all my stuff. Yes.
Oh, God.
And you're like, I should have been paying attention. I was like,
So, yes, Elder Scrolls Online is a fun game. It's a very fun game. I'm in the Tipsy Wispy Inn guild. So, if any of you are playing or in that guild,
then locate her.
I think there's a gay or LGBTQ plus guild that I would join in the future. But it's a fun game. It's a typical MMORPG. You go through, do quests. Starfield comes out, another Bethesda game, comes out next month, and it will be on Game Pass, which I'm excited for. It looks like a Bethesda No Man's Sky, so totally gonna play it. I've been waiting since they announced it at was it E3? I don't remember. It was one of the big conferences that they did it back in like 2018 or 2017. Been waiting a while for it.
Well, before we close out, I do have my questionnaires, and this is again from Brightful.me. So here's the first question to you. If you were the member of the opposite sex, what is the very first thing you would do?
Was I born it, or
right now? If you just instantly
magically
became
transformed?
you transformed to a guy, what's the very first thing you do?
I would question what on earth happened.
That's not what I'm saying.
Where is my child that's in my stomach? Other than those, I'd probably feel my face and see if it was scruffy. What? That's the first thing I'd probably do, because I don't like scruffy faces.
You could feel your face now. I'm surprised you're not like, I'd go pee standing up or something.
I can do that in the shower.
Oh, gross. That's why I'm taking a shower and everything gets hot down below.
And I have a go pee.
I can answer that question because I have played members of both sex.
Yeah?
So, if you could rename any city in the world, although you're never going to change its history, its location, which one would you change? Right now, you are allowed to change the name of a city. Is that a hard one? You're like, I really don't care about cities. Well, let's skip that one. If a random guy walked up to you, medium build, not super muscular or anything.
Is that a question on there? Or are you coming up with it?
It's a question.
From you?
Yeah.
Oh.
Medium guy just kind of walked up to you and he was like, hey. And he goes, here's $10,000.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, it's all yours if I can hit you in the face. Would you let him?
I don't think I would trust him enough, so I'd probably say no.
Let's say he pulled out his bank card and he says, I will give you $10,000 for every time you let me hit you in the face.
I still wouldn't trust him.
He has the money. He will give it to you.
How do I know? I don't know him.
I'm just saying, he has the money.
So, I magically accept that I will trust him.
You're going to have to accept it. Accept the fact that you happen to know.
Does he say how hard he will hit me?
He will just hit you.
Like, full force or love tap?
Enough to hurt, but probably not enough to knock you out. Probably not directly in your nose to, like, make you bleed or anything. Just, he would just hit you. Probably across your jaw.
I don't know. Maybe, but I also have my lifelong painful injury, and I really don't want to end up with another one. So because of that, I would decline.
Really?
I mean, it already sucks enough with this one, so...
I'd probably let him hit me 5 times.
Good God.
I need $50,000 would do me a lot of good right now.
What if we pop an eye out?
I don't think it wouldn't. I don't think he'd hit me in the eye. It'd just be across my face.
Your jaw could break.
True, but I have $50,000
to go spend at the hospital.
I have insurance.
Oh, okay. Well, that's different people. Food for thought for you guys. Would you be punched in the face for money or no?
It's a good question. Come up with a question yourself. Give me something back here. Dum 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 dum.
If you could be in any video game, what would it be?
If I could be in any video game?
Like, you physically, like, pop in the world and you can magically talk to the characters and have all the superpowers.
I mean, that's kind of hard.
Yeah, because you've got, like, Mario where you could bounce, but then you could go to, like, that VR game that we were playing together and, like, fly everywhere, but it'd be a small world.
I was thinking, you got Mario 3 where you have the raccoon tail. That'd be cool. Like, to have a raccoon tail, you just shake it and you fly up into the sky. That'd be awesome. At the same time, I might do Red Dead Redemption just because I love the Old West. I like that whole time period.
Would you go there if you could die in the game? Or, let's not do that, because you could die in any game. What about you had to stay a week in a game, and the food would still feed you, and if you died, you came back, or whatever the game's rules are.
Mario? You just have to collect mushrooms?
Yeah, eat the mushrooms.
Okay.
Go pee in the little water levels, or the sewer pipes.
I guess I would. I don't know. Maybe. I mean, you can cook food real easy. You just hold like a piece of meat, like flip it over back and forth for a few seconds.
And you have to kill the animal and.
I could close my eyes and just go with the knife.
Or you could buy it, I guess. I think you can buy it.
Go to the saloon.
Yeah.
Hang out there at nights. I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. What game would you be in?
For a week?
For a week.
Probably maybe Elder Scrolls. Except you can't fly in it. It's the only thing.
Yeah, you'd have to live there.
Well, that'd be fine. They have everything I need there.
Okay.
They have restaurants and mansions, which I own one in the game. Fast travel. Plenty of people to help. It's a good community.
So you'd be in Elder Scrolls Online?
Yeah.
That's where you'd be?
Yeah.
Suppose you're not picking some of the others like Animal Crossing or something like that.
Yeah, that'd be fun. But I think I would get annoying with their lack of dialogue.
You just hear...
Yeah.
You'd be like, start talking to me! Use your words!
But it is pretty. And there's plenty of stuff to do.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good little community in the game.
And safe. You can't die.
You just get stung and knocked out, wake up in bed.
Magically. Unless you run, if you're quick enough. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I know that we have a pretty long season ahead of us here. We got the holidays. We got a baby coming to the world with us. And then we have a few other little fun things that we plan on doing. So continue to join us each week as we bring you brand new episodes. And I hope if you really like us, you subscribe and you continue to listen to us on our brand new season.
Yeah. We are still going through this journey of life. And we like to talk about fun little nerdy things and fun little LGBTQ plus things and giggle.
Giggle? Like you? She farts when she giggles.
My love, no. You're taking that out.
All right, well,
I guess that's it.
I guess it is. Guess we'll see you guys on the next one.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Thank you for joining us on our show. Don't forget to check out our other shows wherever podcasts are available. And if you're in the position to help our podcast grow, please join us at patreon.com/GGirlTGirl. And check out our Facebook and Instagram page for more updates and messages at gaygirl/transgirl. And if you're joining us on YouTube, please hit that like button and subscribe. Thank you.